Hello viewers, I'm your host Swati Kundra. Today in South Asia Focus, we will discuss the political and cultural scenario from South Asia region. The Islamic State in Iraq and Syria poses a growing threat to South Asia, especially Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan. The militant group is not only involved in major terrorist attacks but inspires many in these countries to be part of their operation. We have a report.
The recent spate of terrorist attacks across the world unleashed by Islamic State indicates that most assessments downplayed the threat it poses as a global terrorist outfit. Also known as Daesh, it is a Salafi jihadist, unrecognized state and militant group that follows a fundamentalist Wahhabi doctrine of Sunni Islam. Besides spreading terror, ISIS is also brainwashing Muslim youth with violent Islamist ideology while exploiting their socio-cultural and psychological confusions, thereby inspiring them to perpetrate violent acts. Bangladesh is among the most recent examples where the ISIS-linked terrorist attack gave the government a reality check regarding the group and its potential threat. Experts believe that internal strife in Bangladesh, along with the long-established radical groups, make it fertile ground for ISIS.
A couple of months ago, ISIS in a televised interview had already said that they have plans to extend their control from the present Iraq-Syria area further east into the Indian subcontinent, which included India, Myanmar, Nepal, Bangladesh and some of this region. Now, if they find a sympathetic base in Bangladesh, obviously the task will be facilitated, and this has very serious implications for India.
In Pakistan, ISIS is trying to make inroads into the country. Since August, 184 people have been killed in 3 major attacks in the restive Balochistan region alone. Afghanistan could not identify and analyze the IS threat separately from its existing Taliban insurgency. However, the ISIS-claimed attack against Hazaras in Kabul proves that the group can inflict more terror on the country than the Taliban. ISIS has declared war. It has kept nothing in the dark like predecessor Al-Qaeda and is continuously giving advance notice.
Does ISIS really cause a threat to South Asia? My colleague Durgesh Bhadoria spoke to former Ambassador Anil Trigunyat to get an insight into the story.
Mr. Trigunyat, do you think ISIS has become a growing threat to South Asia region lately?
If you go by the history of this, the Al-Qaeda has been present here in the region for quite some time. There are a lot of Salafist philosophies which have been prevalent here. Even though Al-Qaeda and Baghdadi's ISIS or Daesh as it's called had parted ways in terms of their objectives, in terms of their approaches, the fact remains is that most of the people who have joined ISIS or who are the sympathizers of ISIS have come from this stock, whether it's Al-Qaeda, whether it's Taliban or other fundamentalist groups, Salafist groups, the groups, jihadist groups that have lent their allegiance to ISIS. And many of their, and as you know, in our neighborhood, in Pakistan and also in Bangladesh, you can find all kinds of terror outfits present. Especially Pakistan has emerged as the haven of terrorism, it's the epicenter of terrorism, which means that all of these people, the groups that are operating with the connivance of the Pakistani government and the establishment, especially the ISI, which also shares 3 letters from the ISIS, have been a major source of problem for our country. We have a threat perception. In India, in other Asian countries, they will go wherever they can find the adherents to their philosophies. And it is an ideological radicalization, which needs to be countered with by de-radicalization measures, which cannot be fought simply by arms and ammunition.
What are the possible measures South Asian countries can take to control or eradicate the ISIS?
We need to have a definition, agree on international manner, whether under United Nations or otherwise. We need to have at the grassroots level approach those countries approach those groups in the society. So we need to counter those, we need to tell them and then provide them an alternative, both political philosophy, religious philosophy and economic sustainability. Till we have all these three combined, we cannot take away this people being enchanted by this kind of an extremist ideology and desist from supporting it or joining it. So my thing is that the governments have to get serious, and we need to identify the governments like Pakistan, for example, which is supporting terrorism from there, despite telling and agreeing with India. They use, both in Afghanistan and Pakistan and in India, both of them are using these terrorists from their soil. They're supporting them. Now, as long as that continues, how can you contain terrorism in South Asia or spread of ISIS? It is merely a mutation of a name. And we need to work very, very closely against these and at a war level, war footing.
Moving on to Pakistan, where Qamar Javed Bajwa has been sworn in as next army chief. Bajwa, who is a known proponent of strong civil-military relations, has many challenges, including domestic, terror and tense relations with neighbouring India and Afghanistan. We have a report.
General Qamar Javed Bajwa took command of the country's powerful army amid growing domestic terror threats and separatist movements in Balochistan and Sindh provinces. Islamabad's growing tensions with Delhi over Kashmir and with Kabul over sheltering of Taliban militants pose a challenge for Bajwa. Bajwa, who has been selected by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, is believed to be keen in improving ties with neighbours, including India and Afghanistan. Experts, however, believe when it comes to Pakistan's army, the institution is stronger than the individuals who lead it.
We have to see what General Bajwa can bring to the table in convincing his own corps commanders about where does Pakistan's true national interest lie. Is it in supporting terror, or is it in trying to look at the human security indicators for the country, and in that direction what is it that the Pakistani army can do. But this calls for a very, I would say, fundamental mindset. Whether or not the Pakistani Fauj is ready for it is the biggest challenge to my mind for General Bajwa as he takes over as the army chief in Pakistan.
Pakistan has been facing severe internal problems, including terrorism, sectarian and ethnic violence. Terrorist organizations like Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, Hizb-ul-Mujahideen, Harkat-ul-Ansar, Lashkar-e-Toiba and many others who are based in Pakistan are creating problems within the country. Many of these terror outfits are backed by Pakistan Army and intelligence agencies to spread terror in neighbouring India and Afghanistan.
Terrorism ख़त्म होना चाहिए, पूरी दुनिया से ख़त्म होना चाहिए और पाकिस्तान में जितने भी ऐसे जिहादी ग्रुप मौजूद हैं जिनकी वजह से इंडिया या अफ़गानिस्तान या अमेरिका पाकिस्तान पर उंगली उठाता है, वो जितनी जल्दी ख़त्म हो जाएं उतना ही पाकिस्तान के लिए अच्छा होगा.
The ongoing separatist movements in Balochistan and Sindh pose a big challenge to the new army chief. The army and intelligence agencies are accused of violating human rights for their involvement in kidnapping, torturing and killing of political activists from Balochistan and Sindh.
बलूचिस्तान के लोगों के साथ होने वाली ज़्यादतियों को ख़त्म करने के लिए बहुत सारे पाकिस्तानी भी आवाज़ उठाते हैं और पाकिस्तानियों को बलोचों के ज़ख्म पर मरहम रखना होगा. और रह गया सवाल कि क्या बाहर वाले उसमें कोई किरदार अदा कर रहे हैं या नहीं, तो बाहर वालों का किरदार रोकने का आसान तरीका यह है कि हम अंदर ही से अपने भाइयों को घायल ना होने दें.
Since its inception in 1947, Pakistan has spent several decades under military rule, the latest from 1999 to 2008 by General Pervez Musharraf.
Moving on, now we take you to Bangkok in Thailand, where a conference on Balochistan was stopped by local authorities and the organizers were briefly detained before their deportation. The participants allege Pakistan and China joined hands to prevent the event that would have discussed the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan economic corridor. We have a report.
On November 26, Thai police arrested Munir Mengal, founder of Baloch Voice Association, and Bilal Baloch, a journalist, from a Bangkok hotel. residents of France, both of them were deported for holding a conference on Balochistan. Police also arrested and interrogated Hong Kong-based Asian Human Rights Commissioner Bashir Nawed and placed him in a detention center for over 24 hours the next day. He was later deported to Hong Kong.
But my message to the world is that the Baloch will not stop their demand to regain their sovereignty on their land. And the world must know this too, that Baloch people have been suppressed, Pakistan has occupied their land by force, and unfortunately today they are facing a big crisis of human rights issues, and now China has joined hands with Pakistan to loot the resources of Baloch people.
The conference titled Balochistan Geopolitics and the Baloch, an analysis of past, present and future, was to be held between November 28 and 30. Many delegates who had already reached the venue to attend the conference blamed the Thai government for acting against the Baloch and others at the behest of China and Pakistan, as the conference was about to raise the issue of multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project.
Basically, there are a lot of investment coming from China to Thailand, and definitely Chinese authority requested the Thai government to arrest them or detain them, to deport them. So that's what's taken place. I don't think Pakistan has a certain influence to Thailand, but China, yeah, definitely they do, because of their huge investment.
The China-Pakistan economic corridor, the way I look at it, will bring great deal of Chinese influence into South Asia, South Central Asia, Persian Gulf, Arabian Peninsula, and the Horn of Africa. It would be a great boon for the Chinese to export things through a land route all the way from China directly, and it would save them a great deal of money to do that. But it would also inject regional rivalry between India and China, and in the relationship between Pakistan and China, and Iran and India.
China is investing over $46 billion to construct China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a rail and road network from Xinjiang in China to Gwadar in Pakistan. The locals are opposing this economic corridor as they allege it will only help China's business and strategic interests.
The economic corridor will pass through Balochistan province, where separatist movement is going on. The people are resisting and opposing China's presence in their territory. To speak more on this, we are now joined by Munir Mengal, the founder of Baloch Voice Association. Mr. Mengal, Baloch are resisting against the CPEC project. Do you believe they will succeed in stopping the construction of this economic corridor?
The Baloch people, they have a valid concern that Pakistan has occupied our land, and Pakistan does not have any sort of legitimacy to plan any sort of strategic designs on our land, and particularly this CPEC design is a particular strategic design to loot our resources. And all the Baloch people, even the political parties, those who are working over there, they have concern and valid voice against the CPEC. The second thing, whether we have been successful or not. So I give you just few examples. By that, we can conclude that whether this resistance is has been successive to stop this sort of things. The recent information which I have got, that in the CPEC there was a plan to build an oil refinery close to Gwadar in Pasni, but now the Chinese government and the Chinese company which was was planning to build that refinery has said due to security reasons it is impossible to build a oil refinery in Pasni. So for us, that's a big success, that one of their project is in a plan that they have been thinking to abandon that.
You have also been raising the issue of human rights violations in Balochistan by Pakistan. How is the situation out there?
Actually, there is a struggle, freedom struggle, and the Baloch people are in a state of war with the Pakistani state. That's why it's impossible for the Pakistani state to eliminate all the Baloch people, and for it is also impossible for the Baloch people to give up this freedom struggle. So this will continue till the Baloch get their freedom from the Pakistani state. And unfortunately, in this war, the Pakistani government is violating the international laws, international conventions, and this is what we have asked, that United Nations and other international organizations shall announce the Baloch prisoners as prisoners of war and ask the Pakistani state behave as a state, as a responsible state with the prisoners of war. And I hope that someday these organizations, international community, will put pressure on the Pakistani state that stop this sort of inhumane way of eliminating the Baloch people, that throwing their dead bodies from helicopters, torturing their bodies and killing them in cold blood deaths, and stop inhumane ways to eliminate the Baloch people.
Moving on, Nepal is witnessing massive anti-government protests against the Constitution Amendment Bill, which aims to carve out a new province to meet the demands of agitating Madhesis and other ethnic groups. We have a report.
Hundreds of protesters have taken to the streets in Kathmandu to protest against the government for introducing changes in province borders in the Constitution Amendment Bill. The bill that proposes to disintegrate the hilly region within the earlier proposed province with the Terai has been dubbed impractical by the people of Himalayan nation. Protesters said they would continue to hold their agitation until the government withdraws the bill.
सरकारले जुन ढंगले संसदमा संविधान संशोधनको प्रस्ताव पेश गरेको छ, यो देशको विखण्डनको एउटा जग अहिले प्रचण्ड र देउवाले मिलेर एउटा चाहिँ विखण्डनको जग निर्माण गरिरहनु भएको छ। त्यसका विरुद्धमा देशको राष्ट्रियताको पक्षमा, देश नेपालको एकताको पक्षमा, राष्ट्रिय आन्दोलनको पक्षमा हो र देशलाई अखण्डता राख्नका निम्ति यो आन्दोलन हामीले आयोजना गरेका हौं र अहिले सरकार सिंहदरबार र बालुवाटारमै बसेर सत्ताको नेतृत्व गरेर देश चाहिँ टुक्राउन कोसिस गरिरहेको छ। यसका विरुद्धमा नेपाली जनता अगाडि छन्, नेपाली युवा विद्यार्थीहरू चाहिँ सडकमा ओर्लेका छन्।
On November 29th, Prime Minister Pushp Kamal Dahal held talks with leaders of Madhesi Morcha and Nepali Congress, but failed to gain their support. The amendment bill aims to accommodate the demands of the agitating Madhesi and ethnic groups that include citizenship and boundary demarcation issues, among others.
We are now joined by Mr. Purushottam Dahal, an analyst from Kathmandu, to discuss how this proposed amendment bill will affect the political scenario of Nepal. Mr. Dahal, how do you see the future developments in the Nepali politics with the filing of amendment proposal and the eruption of the protest?
मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सकारात्मक है। अभी जो संशोधन का प्रस्ताव हुआ संसद में, सोची समझी सरकार ने ये प्रस्ताव रखा हुआ है, लेकिन इसमें भी कुछ असंतुष्टियां हैं। जैसे कि मधेश केंद्रित कुछ दल हैं, पार्टी हैं, उनका असहमति हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन समाधान के लिए क्या है तो भी तो कहना चाहिए। अभी सबसे पहला संशोधन हुआ 2-3 माह पहले, उससे भी नहीं हुआ, तो उसके बाद फिर एक्सरसाइज हुआ, तो उसके बाद अभी जो संशोधन प्रस्ताव हो रहा है, जो सरकार कह रही थी कि कम से कम हम संशोधन करके समाधान और हल जो भी हो निकालेंगे, तो वैसे ही उसका जो कहना था वैसे ही करके कंसर्न करके उसने अभी संशोधन प्रस्ताव दर्ता किया है। मुझे लगता है कि ये सकारात्मक है।
How can the political parties resolve the issue regarding the demarcation of the state?
ये थोड़ा सा जटिल है मुझे लगता है। जैसे कि ये राज्य का आंतरिक पुनर्संरचना, राज्य पुनर्संरचना नहीं है, आज राज्य का आंतरिक पुनर्संरचना है। राज्य का आंतरिक पुनर्संरचना के विषय में जटिलता है मुझे लगता है कि क्योंकि नेपाल का भूगोल 3 तरह का है, हिमाली, पहाड़ी और समतल। और रहने वाले भी अनेक विविध जातियों का बस्ती है नेपाल। इसीलिए भाषा, संस्कृति, धर्म और क्षेत्र, ये सबको मिला के आंतरिक पुनर्संरचना की बात हो रही है। सबका सामूहिक पहचान जो है वो एक है, नेपाल है, लेकिन उनका जो आंतरिक पहचान है उसकी बात भी उठ रही है। लेकिन जातीय पहचान नहीं होना चाहिए, ये तो सब लोग मान रहे हैं। अभी पहले बहुत इस बात को बहुत रंग दिया और बहुत अप्रिय स्थिति भी उत्पन्न हुई, लेकिन अभी जो है अभी ठीक ढंग से लोग सोच रहे हैं कि जातीय नहीं होना चाहिए, तो और पहचान तो है, इसीलिए इसमें कुछ जटिलता है।
What could be the bottom line to bring the opposition parties to the agreement of amendment?
अभी देखिए, जो संविधान में संशोधन प्रस्ताव संसद में गया है उसके लिए प्रतिपक्ष भी, उनका भी समर्थन जरूरी है। बिना प्रतिपक्ष ये संविधान संशोधन पारित नहीं हो सकता है, इसमें बहुत स्पष्ट है। यदि आप अंकगणित के विषय में कुछ कहते हैं तो संसद का गणित यही बोलता है कि अभी 2/3 बहुमत जरूरी है। 2/3 बहुमत का अर्थ है अभी प्रतिपक्ष में जो है उसका पूर्ण समर्थन होना चाहिए। इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि प्रतिपक्ष को कॉन्फिडेंस में लेना चाहिए, विश्वास में लेना चाहिए। लेकिन उसका बॉटम लाइन की जो बात है हम अभी नहीं कह पाएंगे, क्योंकि प्रमुख प्रतिपक्ष एमाले है, नेकपा एमाले है, उससे ही सत्ता छीना है। अभी जो पुष्पकमल दाहाल जी है प्रधानमंत्री और अभी का गठबंधन जो है उन्होंने ही उनसे सत्ता छीन लिया था। इसीलिए वो लोग अभी इस समय को अवसर के रूप में प्रयोग कर सकते हैं सरकार के विरुद्ध जाने के लिए। इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि बॉटम लाइन जो बात है बहुत कठिन है। अभी कौन सा बॉटम लाइन है या नहीं है हम लोग नहीं कह पाएंगे।
Moving on to India's northeastern region, where the famous Shanghai festival concluded with the message to promote the region's rich culture, art and tourism. The region is India's gateway to Southeast Asia. We have a report.
The 8 states in India's northeast region are rich in biodiversity, culture and cuisine. It not only attracts tourists but also acts as a hub of investment for Southeast Asia. The Shanghai festival in Manipur state attracts many visitors from across the country and neighboring countries. The 10-day-long festival was held under the aegis of Manipur's tourism department. Many private companies from Thailand showcased their products ranging from herbal drinks, dairy products, cosmetics and others.
Manipur is the most potential location in entire Northeast, even in India, because you play the very important role in terms of the corridor to the east, corridor to ASEAN. We go through Myanmar and we can connect to Thailand. When you arrive Thailand, you can connect to any country in ASEAN. So, and the coming soon, that means the road link between Manipur and Thailand will be complete in within 1 or 2 years, where you can see a lot of currently. So that's why Manipur now is very potential one in terms of business, in terms of tourism, in terms of even other sector.
Shanghai festival also gave domestic tourists and investors a great opportunity to visit and see a relatively more potent and less explored region of the country.
Main field to promote our states, basically. And in tourism sector, much more promotion activities all over the India as well as in the world. Very grateful and very important event here in Northeast.
India's northeastern states are a major attraction for its tribal culture and their lifestyle. Artists from various tribes perform their traditional dances and mesmerize the audience.
India has been strengthening ties with Southeast Asia by promoting its Look East policy. It will help boost the political, cultural and business ties with its neighbours. With that note, we come to the end of this week's show. See you next week.